Alright, firstly, thank you everyone for attending today. Me, named Na Yong Tek, representing the CEO of Senorita Coche. I would personally like to thank everyone you. Just to a little bit of kickoff again, since currently I'm offshore for doing some business. Therefore, I called for a virtual meeting with all of the C levels. Alright, so of course, just a little bit introduction again. Hi to Alia, our Chief Operating Officer. Hi Sinyi, our Chief Financial Officer. Hi to our Chief Marketing Officer, Miss Lily. Of course, not forgetting our Chief Human Resource and Development Officer, Fatin. And lastly, my Chief Administrative Officer, Miss Nivi. Okay, so really great to see all of you having the time for us. Okay, so what is the main purpose for me today is because after having more than a year in this industry, I've noticed we have three major issues that I really want to solve right now. So I'm just going to give a little bit elaboration on what these three issues is. So the first point I want to make is unsecure online transaction. I'm talking about external. I'm talking about how customers want to have transaction online, but then the problem is our system. It's not. There's a lot of complaint. Receive a lot of feedback saying that it's not well. So that's number one. Number two, I'm talking about our ineffective system, which is internally from our company. I'm talking about our system, be it from financial wise, from administrative wise. I found it that we are doing a lot of manual, which we should be doing automatic. We should be doing it online. A lot of paperwork from previous years. 8 months of manual, 8 months of jotting down in paper. We should be start doing it to go online. And the third one is the weakness of our storage and our recording system. This I'm talking about external version. I'm talking about our apps. It's our storage system of our customer database, of our driver database. It's lacking. I felt that there's an issue, there's a problem with it, and our recording system in recording the data is not up to date. So for this, I have called upon our meeting for today. So let us not waste our time. I want to straight away go into our session. So the first problem I want to speak about is the unsecure online transaction. Of course, today I want to make sure our meeting is not just about the problem. Let's talk about solution. We vote for it and we finalize it, and let's start rolling. So the first thing I want to talk about is the unsecured online transaction. After talking so much, I feel that I should take the initiative to give a solution. So my solution to this problem is I felt that we should be doing more than just doing what we are doing already. I feel that for this unsecured online transaction, we should give out tips to our customers. We should tell them they should not use public computers, strangers' handphone, especially strangers, because in the event they forgot to log out, then that's a problem. And of course, they need to set strong password. They need to set strong, not just strong, it has to be a complex password that only they know. All right, what about the rest of you?
Yeah, not only that, but customers are advised not to use the unsecure Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi provided at any shop or cafe to do their online transaction. Otherwise, customer will get a risk in an online banking account misappropriated by the ID theft and account fraud. Don't set your laptop or mobile device to connect automatic when find available network. The ID theft can set up a fake Wi-Fi network very easily, and they often give those networks commonly username like free Wi-Fi, airport Wi-Fi or hotel Wi-Fi. Besides, do not share the OTP or PAC to others while doing the transaction. It is important to clear your browser to remove account information from your computer also.
Furthermore, customers are advised to update and change password to avoid a number of dangers, including some that less obvious. Customers need to change their password to something different and unique, so that if someone accesses one password, he or she cannot use it. Customers are also advised to not use the same password on multiple accounts to avoid someone using it. If someone figure out the password, he or she can gain access to any account the customer has. Also, using a short or easy to guess is not recommended as it's easy for someone to know it. Customers are also advised to change the password consistently to reduce the risk that other people may have frequent access to the account.
Besides that, I would like to suggest that we should set up security questions where customers set their security for the preferred questions upon their account registration. This will help us in the verification of our customers. In order to get verified customers, should also remember their answers for their security questions. By this, we can avoid the inappropriate usage of customer identity.
my opinion, we should use the latest internet browser. It is focused on security because today's web browser are equipped with security features that provide anti-phishing protection, improve parental controls, and tools to prevent malware or privacy threats. Furthermore, the first advantage of a modern browser it is speed. These browsers are made to work on modern PCs and laptops that equipped with latest and powerful processors as well as graphics cards that leverage their speeds to perform better. And then based on advanced technologies, this browser render quick loading of web page and faster execution. Web browsers are also known for their better memory and storage management capability.
And hey, our problem is not only of this, and use of unknown bank is one of the problem, and why not join the venture with bank like Maybank, Citibank, Public Bank, Hong Leong Bank to serve the unsecured online transaction. And this because the joint venture with bank we can access to get the greater resources, for example, financials and technology to solve this problem. And we can also make sure that we are using the safety online transaction, and before we have not joint venture with a bank, we are using the unknown or uncommonly used website for transaction, and this will easily be hacked by others. So bank will help us to improve our safeness in the area of online transaction. And people always complain that online transactions are unsafe because they contain a lot of malicious content, and also rumors of people stealing our privacy data, and our account can be easily be hacked.
Alright, so summarizing everything, I've realized that actually what all of you are saying is true. And what I could suggest is maybe we can compile all the points beside what Miss Sini have said, that is actually mostly on a awareness campaign, because we need to give an awareness to our customer, to our driver, telling them, hey, you should not use a public site, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and which I agree. But again, to be fair, we are going to have a voting session, and then comes also a second part about what Ms. Singh has said, that we should join venture. So I think it's quite cool. So let's do a motion, and see if this motion is passed, we'll move on to the next topic. All right. So now we're just going to look at a show of hands who agree that we should do a awareness campaign for this problem. Raise up your hand. Okay. So I'm looking that Miss India agree, Alia agree, Miss Nivi agree, Miss Lily agree, and Miss Fatin agree. Alright, so awareness campaign is passed. The second option, which is brought up by Miss Sinyi, is about joint venture. Alright, who votes for joint venture with all banks, because currently we are using some uncommon website? Kindly raise your hand. So I have agreed. Miss Sinyi has agreed. Miss Alia has agreed. Miss Nivi has agreed. Miss Lily has agreed. And Miss Fatin has agreed. Alright, so we have all agreed that we would like to have both joint venture approved, as well as we would like to also do a awareness campaign to tackle this first issue. Alright, so I pass on the motion. Next, we would like to go on to our next problem. So our next problem I felt that I've mentioned just, is the ineffective system. So again, it's internal. Alright, let's hear some voices from all officers.
Since we are agree that joint venture will solve the problem of unsecured online transaction, so generating a financial report effectively at the end of the month is also one of the way. So besides, double work could be prevented, as well as you does not have to open a bank account to cross-check, because the current account that generate the financial report is not linked to any bank, as is already served by the joint venture. So if we does not joint venture, we have to tally financial account day by day. So people may be a little bit trouble in tallying their financial account because it's dependent on manually checking. So in other words, we can get convenience via joint venture when generating the report, as we can link to a bank account directly, and we does not have to cross-check again and again. And it can assure the accuracy in checking the financial account too.
Okay, in the past 8 months, we use our handwritten and manual document for product, booking, delivery, and also the record of the customer. I think we need to make a copy of all of the official records and separate them from reference to different files. Why not make all these documents file online? This data can record it online and safer from writing it manually. When we go online, we can use a database management system that automatically take care of backup and recovery. We don't need to backup data and record the customer periodically because this is taken care by the DBMS. Moreover, it also restores the database after a crash or system failure to its previous conditions. So we need someone or department or the administration to handle up the system and all documentation into files.
Alright, I see your point, Miss Fatin, and I agree with it. 8 months of document is a lot. So, since it's document related, I highly believe that this should be passed over to Miss Nivi's teams under administration. Since all is paperwork, of course, I understand 8 months is a lot. So, I think your team can handle it. 8 months, a lot of data. And it's all stored in paper. So, what I need your team maybe just can convert all of those data online into a laptop so that we have not just physical handwriting, but we also have data online.
From my standpoint, I suggest to rotate the department duties. Some workers have worked in the same department for a long time. They may feel bored, tedious, and slightly more senseless to the problem inside the system due to a long time handling in the same duty over and over again. Therefore, the department rotation is a new challenge for workers to reform the ineffective system in the new department. When duty rotation are being implemented, different workers may have different working patterns. They are able to bring forth new ideas and delete the ineffective system in the company. Moreover, the duties rotation also can deter the worker participation in a bribery scam when he or she accepts payments from a vendor in exchange for an advantage which can rise the ineffectiveness system and bring losses to our company.
I did not agree with the department rotation because that idea it takes a lot of time as well as effort go in motivating and persuade employers for job rotation. For my opinion, we should design another department solely on the handling of the financial system. We will hire skilled and expert workers in the field of financial system. For me, in this way, we'll have employees who are experts in this field for a long time and they will get used to the way they work with the company. And I think with their long working experience with this company, they will have more strategic idea to build a more effective financial system.
Looking into this, I think we should solve the issue with an ineffective system as soon as possible. I suggest our business to outsource some experts to rectify and solve this problem for us. I suggest this should be done in a fast and short period of time to keep track of our business data. Since this is under my department, and to be honest, the workload is already heavy to our staffs, but this current job won't take much time if we outsource. My suggestion to hire and outsource for a short term because the latest data of our business are already being rectified by our department staffs in the computer already instead of handwritten documents. So the hired outsource will be only needed to help us with last 8 months data. I repeat this is because it will be overloading for my department staffs.
Okay. So I've seen all your point, and so after listening to everyone's opinion, it seems that we have three solutions to this problem, which is the ineffective system. Number one is a department rotation. which we should rotate all departments to solve the tedious and boring part and to give them new challenges. But again, after mentioning, another solution is to create a small department to handle this. But then, after voicing out from Ms. Nivi, our Chief Administrative Officer, you have mentioned that no, we should outsource a team for a short period of time because it is only 8 months and it will be done fast and no point in us getting a long-term team doing it. Okay, so after listening, and I believe that everyone has already listened to everyone's key point, now we're going to vote on which suggestion should we take. All right, so let's go to a voting. So the first option is to rotate department. So who agrees with rotate department? Kindly raise up your hand. Okay, Cindy does not agree. Miss Alia does not agree. Miss Nivi does not agree. Miss Lily, do you agree with the point of department rotation? Okay, we have one. And Miss Fatin, do you agree? No. All right. Okay. So the first option is rule out. We will not. Okay, let's go for the second one. The second option would be to have a small team in charge of doing this for a long term. Whoever agree with this point, kindly raise up your hand. All right. Miss Nivi, do you agree with this point? No. Miss Alia, all right. Miss Alia, one. Miss Sinyi? Nope. Miss Lily? Nope. All right. And Miss Fatin. All right. So we have a show of 2 hands. All right. And now we're going to option C. Option C is to outsource a team of experts with a short-term contract to settle these 8 months. Kindly raise up your hand if you agree. All right. Miss Fatin does not agree. Miss Lily does not agree. Miss Nivi agree. Miss Alia does not agree. Miss Cindy agree. And I agree. So by motion of 3 agreements compared to 2 and 1, we will pass on with outsourcing a team of experts to coming in to do this job, but it's only for a contract. That means it's a short term, maybe about a month or 2 months to settle the 8 months workload. All right. Okay, so that clears off our second problem. I'm going to move on to the third problem, which is the weakness of our storage and our recording system. All right, let's hear some opinion.
Lately, we have been receiving lots of complaints due to the outdated points. Both riders and drivers are complaining that the points which are supposed to be granted after each ride of theirs are not updated accordingly. I am bringing up this so that the person in charge of this rectify the cause of this issue and get a solution as soon as possible. I worry this may lead to some misunderstanding between riders, drivers, and our company.
Sorry for interrupting. I would like to add some point here. So firstly, that I think that the most of the user will be choose to delete their app due to the insufficient mobile storage, and this may cause them to lose all of the important data once redownload the apps because they may be delete the case and cookies in the app. And I would like to propose that users should always update their apps constantly from time to time. So for example, a user can spare a file of their data with a postcode which only the users know. And this is because they are able to retrieve back their historical data if in the case of accidentally delete the whole app allowing with case and cookies.
Excuse me. I did some groundwork checking on our team behind the apps, and I found out that there is no legal control to the team. All of them want to talk, take the lead, and there is no teamwork at all. This will make the system unstable and easy to crash because they are not taking precautions because of no teamwork to do so. Looking at their performance, it is not meeting our target. If it's possible, I feel like firing them and hiring a new fresh team with more sense of work to control the app precautiously, so that we have no problem on the apps anymore.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Fatin. I understand your point, but I have to beg to differ because I feel that, okay, maybe what you say is right, but I feel that we still have to give a chance to the team. Maybe we can give them redemption chance, a final chance for them to prove themselves. What we can do, we can give a time frame to them to let them to update. Like just now as suggested, maybe you can keep updating and all this. So I would suggest to keep the team and ask them to frequently update the app.
Yeah, I think it is not suitable to fire the whole team because we need time to hire new worker again, and the new worker have to adapt to a new environment also. Now we are facing a problem of our app is not up to par, such as bug, inconvenience to use, reward not updated, and others problem that mentioned above. I think we just focus on the app storage and recording system. In my point of view, I suggest to delete the apps and create a new app instead of updating or modifying the previous app. Create an app with better function, protectable of driver and customer details, reward of customer always updated, familiar and convenient while using, multi-method to sign in and log in via email, Facebook, Twitter, and phone number as well. And lastly, the pre-booking service will add to our new app to ensure customer order has been reserved to prevent the case of there is no driver around the customer areas.
Okay, for me actually, I think the best idea to implement is offsite data storage. I believe when implement this idea, it is accessibility. There are probably a handful of times that you need access to company documents while you are working remotely from the office. Office data protection provides the ability to access your data from anywhere safely. Information can be obtained remotely on your laptop or cell phone. Moreover, it is cost effectiveness. With offsite data backup storage, there is usually very little to no setup cost involved, making it a cost-effective solution. A recurring monthly fee is charged for your data storage space, and the price for the record storage is determined by the amount of data space you require.
All right. So I've listened to all your suggestion and option, and I realized that in this problem, we need to do a voting of 3 different sessions. The first session is, do we want to use the old app or do we want to create a new app? The second one is, do we want to retain the team or do we want to fire the team? And the last one, do we want to get an offsite storage system, because our storage system is currently quite full. So let's go to the first one. Should we create a new app or should we use back the old app? All right, let's show a hand for who agrees to use back the old app. You can raise your hand. Miss Ini? Nope. Miss Alia? Nope.
Sorry for interrupt. This is for all apps.
All apps. Yes, correct. Okay, so you agree, Miss Alia, you agree with having all app, all right? Miss Nivi? All app? No. Okay. Miss Lily? No. Miss Fatin? No. All right. Who votes for creating a new app? So I vote for creating a new app. Better functions. All right. Miss Ini? All right. Miss Nivi? Miss Lily? Miss Fatin? All right. So let's create a new app. Scrap off the old app. And now our next one is to discuss whether we want to have the old team to do it or do we want to fire them and get a new team. Who thinks we should retain the old team? I think we should give them a fair chance. Give them another chance. Miss Ini? No, fire them. All right. Miss Alia agreed that we should hold them. Miss Nivi, hold them. Miss Lily, hold on. Miss Fatin, fire. All right. A majority of hands has mentioned that we should retain them to get second chance. So I agree. All right. And now the third one is, do we want to get an offsite storage system? All right. Who agrees to get an offsite storage system? I agree to get offsite. Agree. All right. I'm seeing everyone's a show of hand that they agree. All right. That concludes our problem. So let me just sum it up. The first one is we want to join venture and we'll have a awareness campaign for conquering our unsecured online transaction. Our second one is ineffective system, which is we're going to outsource a team to do it. And lastly is also for the weakness of our system. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new app, destroy the old app, retain the team, give them one final chance, and we're going to get an offsite storage system. All right. Thank you so much for this session. Now I'm going to go on to the next session, which is matters arising. Any officers here have any matters arising? I'll go one by one. Miss Sini, anything? Nothing. Miss Alia? Nothing. Miss Nivi? Nothing. Miss Lily? Nothing. Miss Fatin? Nothing. All right. So that comes to the end of our meeting. And thus, I would like to say meeting adjourned. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today.